kg bout. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in under 77 kgs. Fighting out of Team Ryano, presenting Dean Scott. As a man making his way to the Cage Warriors cage, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in under 77 kgs. Niall
Bedford going putting the pace on Scott early, trying to see is that ring rust through.
Scott's staying nice and calm, covering up and throwing when he has the opportunity.
Sort of sitting down on his shots already.
Niall straight away putting the pace on Scott, trying to keep Scott's back on the cage from the start. That leg kick hurt Scott.
Bedford went high with a kick there and it was on the forearms of Scott, but Bedford is certainly trying to put the pressure on the Team Ryano man.
Scott with that failed takedown tries to turn it into a leg attack.
Nice right hand by Bedford, just slipped the shot coming, and these are heavy shots coming back from our Bedford. He's really putting it on, and there's that kick. Good catch though, Dean Scott.
Yeah, Dean Scott needs to watch dropping his head when Bedford's throwing, because Bedford is lining up that right uppercut.
Dean Scott, 2 decision wins and a submission on his record. But again, a long time ago, 2015. And no matter what you do in the gym, you really can't simulate a real fight scenario, James.
No, it's just not the same. As much as you're getting Shark Tank or getting hard rounds in, the only thing to prepare you for fighting is fighting. So you really do need to be in and out of the cage every few weeks.
This is a good moment for Scott though, so it'll almost give him a moment to get his senses together here and relax into the fight and take some control.
Yeah, as the fight goes on, Dean will get more and more comfortable, and his condition will hold up to him.
Good shots on top, and you can just see Bedford trying to get a hold of that wrist, but lets it go now. And can opener here by Dean Scott. Putting pressure on the neck.
Dean's doing well. He's working his arms onto the inside, and once he has control of the wrist, then he's going for a nice ground and pound. I'd like Bedford to start opening up his guard, maybe start working for a sweep or a submission, because he really can't stay here. He hasn't tied up Dean well enough, so he really needs to change up the game plan.
Scott, an now veteran move, just trying to put the hand across the mouth of Bedford to restrict the breathing. Coming up to the final 10 seconds now of the round. Bedford will be happy with how the round started, but again, Dean Scott will have been happy and encouraged to get it to here and allow him to settle into the fight a lot more. But a heavy start and pressure by Bedford to see it was the ring rust, but again, as I say, Dean Scott just getting some final instructions from outside the cage. Bedford eager to go. Second round underway, touch of gloves. And straight away, Dean Scott not playing games here. Goes in for a double, but good defense so far.
He needs to turn the corner on that double. It's very easy to sprawl when someone's just running straight forward. He does get the takedown though.
Gets the 2 hands connected and gets the takedown low down on the legs of Bedford, and we begin the second round where we ended the first. Dean Scott in the guard. Niall Bedford. Bedford, as you said in the first round, James, he needs to offer more from his back.
He's starting to try and control the wrist here, so I feel like he's going to try and throw up a triangle here now.
Scott just making life uncomfortable by driving his forehead into the chin and face of Bedford. And that little tin can opener there.
Niall's definitely doing better at wrapping him up now. Dean hasn't landed a shot yet since he's been on top, so
he's got wrist control of that right hand again. Abandons it. But Scott, he's not doing much from this position, so Stephen Moore might look at this, throws up the over the arm, or potential triangle, but it is Bedford who's doing the attacking from the bottom, so Stephen Moore might want to stand him up here.
Yeah, Dean definitely needs to be more active on the top, either looking for a pass or, like you said, posture up and start landing some strikes.
And it is the attacking coming from the bottom of Bedford, just landing the short shots, but Scott trying to work his way to a better position, and he has a short left hook there.
He's throwing those shots when he is throwing, but he's just not throwing enough.
Now in the judge's eyes here, though, James, he is on top, he is controlling the position, but
he is on top and he is controlling, but Niall is definitely doing more work off the bottom.
Bedford is letting the hands go and goes high with a kick. Spins, but Scott out of the way. Beautiful uppercut there with Bedford pouring it on. Scott looks a little tired here. Nice step in knee, just lands on the chest of Scott. But again, Scott gets it down to the ground as Bedford was closing in.
Scott
has that neck.
Past that knee.
Just in half guard position. But just as Niall Bedford was starting to let his shots go and landed a beautiful uppercut, Dean Scott changed level. He gets the takedown. But you could almost see the fatigue in Dean Scott, and that's to be expected that he hasn't competed since 2015. You could just almost see it in his face as he was backing up against the cage, and if we seen it, Bedford seen it, and he tried to take full advantage. Third round, and you got to think that Bedford definitely looks the fresher of the two. Hands on the hips for Scott coming out. It's not a good looking. Showing his opponent he is tired.
No, the nerves, everything, adrenaline is definitely, he's definitely feeling it.
Bedford's he's got to be careful not to crowd his work, because Scott has shown that he will change and get a takedown if he does.
Scott needs to throw a few hands as well, because if he becomes predictable just looking for that double leg, Niall will he will time that and look for that big right uppercut that he's been throwing.
Nice lean back and try to counter with the right hand. Niall Bedford.
Yeah, he's leaning back, and each time he is, he's coming back with either a right straight or a right uppercut.
Almost like a coil counter. Coils with the spring, question mark kick. And he doesn't need to get up against the cage here. Scott, and get trapped and allow Bedford to unload shots. Almost see he's waiting just to change levels here, Dean Scott, potentially to get that takedown, and Bedford calling him in.
Yeah, Scott should really throw more than one shot. If someone's leaning back like that, they're waiting for one shot. He needs to throw combinations. Catch Niall when he's pulling back.
Bedford landing some nice uppercuts again. He's landed that shot well throughout. There it is again, but there's where he just gets too close, and Dean Scott changes levels and looks for the takedown, and it really depends what way the judges are. They impressed with the wrestling here or the striking? But with half the round to go, potentially if Dean Scott rides this out on top, he's won the majority of the round.
Yeah, I feel like still for the judges, I feel like Dean needs to put in a bit of work here. Either ground and pound or really throw up a few submission attempts.
And staying in it, shown as although fatigue, as we said, nerves, adrenaline, everything will have taken its toll on Dean Scott, he's still in this and on top and using his wrestling, and potentially is winning this fight. Again, we do not see the judges' scorecard, so we do not know that.
He needs to start, he's in a nice position here in half guard. He needs to start throwing that right hand as Niall is leaning to that side.
It's coming up to the final 30 seconds or so of this bout. And Scott hasn't advanced since he's got into half guard. He's happy to sit here and land the small shots. Potential there to slide the knee across into full mount. Second clapper. And as I said, when he got on top at the end, he's going to finish in full mount, and Dean Scott potentially has won the fight with his wrestling. 4 years away, who cares?
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for both fighters. With the 3 rounds of action, we go to your judges' scorecards. Your judges scored is 29-28, 29-28, and